How did you get into photography? That question comes to me many times. My name is Shannon. Welcome to F8 and Be There. Look, I want to know how you arrived here and how you got into photography, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. You know, it's interesting to me how people find their way into this. Me, I started very young. You can see that past video talking about my first cameras. And then as I got into music and got through high school, I wasn't into photography. I wasn't on a staff of a yearbook or any of that. Had no knowledge or interest in photojournalism. But when I was in college, I dropped out for a couple of years and began to have to think about what I was going to do. After 2 years of college and not knowing who I was or what I was going to do, I started thinking about my past and my present and my future. And at the time, we were talking early 80s, this was a time where Rolling Stone magazine was a big influence and a big influence in pop culture. And I was a big part of pop culture because I love music. In fact, where we are now and where this is being filmed is in the sound room. And this is the sound room in my house. It's been created just for music, but it's evolved into a video set as well. So let me just tell you, this is what got me into photography, is music. I wanted to be a Rolling Stones photographer. Now, things changed along the way, you know. They really changed a lot because as I got into photojournalism and the adrenaline rush that came with working for newspapers, I got hooked on adrenaline. And at the same time, access to bands became less and less a thing. So it was very difficult to access bands because of all the management layers that kicked in to manage these people and manage their image and manage MTV looks and stuff like that. So basically, a civilian like me was basically fenced out of a Rolling Stone magazine and any kind of photography magazine. I did a lot of feature work for the North Texas Daily here in Denton, Texas at the University of North Texas. Then it was North Texas State University. And it was a feature work on bands and music with Lisa Rollins. Lynette Rollins was a good writer, had a good hook on her leads. And so she and I would go shoot bands and even sometimes get into the big time, Steve Wariner and people like that, and photograph them on stage in different shows and things before they got huge. And that was my end to music and music photography. Did it lead anywhere? No, it didn't really lead anywhere. I have some music on my website, some stuff I've shot, but it's a little more creative, a little bit less Rolling Stones-ish. That link is right here. And you can see that stuff on shannondrawe.com if you choose to look. But that's how I got into photography, is through Rolling Stone magazine and thinking I was going to be a Rolling Stone photographer, Annie Leibovitz and all that stuff. Didn't happen. It's okay. But man, those were some heady days in rock and roll music, and I'm glad to have at least seen and absorbed so much of that creativity from those photographers for Rolling Stone. How did you get into this? How did you get here, as David Byrne said in the Talking Heads? Do you remember the Talking Heads? Do you even remember the Talking Heads? Some of the most creative forces in art, pop culture, and modern American pop culture are the bands of 1980s, MTV, the videos, Peter Gabriel and things like that going into the 90s. All right, guys, tell me how you got here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to F8 Be There, and we'll see you in another episode real soon.